Hello, YouTube. I don't know how old you are, but I'm about 22. And work a 9 to 5 job and go to school. And it fucking sucks. You know, there are a lot of people out there are working those boring jobs, delivery, Uber driver, food delivery, grocery store. It's some of the most boring shit. It's so boring. I don't know who I'm speaking to here, but I have a couple YouTubes. I have one that has like 30 subscribers, so it'll probably be on there. And a couple others. So those don't get many in the numbers. Yeah, there's a lot of people are going to school for their degrees, if it's in science or medicine, whoever has enough money to do that, and people walking out without any real debt. I'm lucky. I'm really lucky, Smart enough to know that school is a gigantic waste of time. Like a gigantic waste of time. I mean, there is nothing dumber. There is no bigger waste than studying for exams. Are you kidding? Doing your homework. Okay, I'm going to this school, and you got many different fields and majors you can pick from. It's probably like the Harvard of Israel, and it's a crappy school. It is a crappy dappy school. Let me explain to you that it's one of these places where it's like 15 grand a year. It's a 3-year program. You have psychology, you have law, you have business, you have robots, you have what they call communications, but it's how to become a certified liberal, in my opinion, because you don't learn anything. There's a history class, there's a psychology class, there's a math class, all these boring crap, and you got to pick within that field a major, and then when you pick, it's kind of political, which is kind of stupid in my opinion. I don't want to do homework. I don't want to study for tests. Like, what am I doing? I'm sitting there taking the exam, and they're saying, with history of the mouse and the keyboard interface, name one factor that is fluid and flexible. This fluid and flexible connection. And I'm thinking, you know what? No, you're talking about sex, aren't you? Talking about sex, a fluid and flexible connection, the fluidity. Come on, plenty of that in bed. Jeez. But school to me is a gigantic waste of time. You got all these great fun things. There's a radio station. You can do a podcast, but it's so business oriented. Okay, so who's your audience? What's it about? Okay, let's really structure this. Let's really script it out. Like, what are you doing? Let me just talk. Can I just feel like a human for like a second? Is that so much of a problem? Like, come on. Jesus. Like, what's up your ass? Come on. Why can't I just, I don't know, have a little fun? Like, why do you gotta ruin it? Okay, like, why you gotta industrialize it? Come on, let's chill the fuck out, all right? That's crazy. And it's just a communications degree. Like, is that even a real degree? To me, this is a giant scam by the government, man. It's fucking nuts. So when you work with Hollywood elites, you're liberal, come on in. You put up with all the brainwashing, come on in. Like, come on. Okay, this is a little ubats, right? Like, what am I, Stukakatsu over here? Come on. Sukami this, sukami that. Nah, I'm not. I'm not doing that, I consider myself a little bit Italian. I like to wear leather, like to gel my hair, and I like eating hot dogs. Or no, smoking cigars, I guess. I don't know. But schools are just bad. They suck, man. Universities are the worst. I mean, they are the worst. You learn nothing. It's a waste of time. It's expensive. Everything I've done, like working on projects, we're going to make a short movie, and work with people, and to them, it's a joke. They have like no experience. When you do things by yourself, it is the best. You want to work on something write a story. I don't know, make it into a movie or a short. I'm working on like little animated shorts, and they're a hell of a lot of fun. You know, and you get people to work on. I write it, I voice in it, I download copyright free sound effects, put those in, and then people animate it. It's great. It's a little bit expensive, but hey, it beats the hell out of a live action movie, And I'm working with these people on these projects, and they are the worst. They're the worst. They don't know what goes into it, like really what drama is. Like, oh, dude, that's so tragic. We're making this one about a pregnant chick. It's like, well, what if she's smoking or if she's drinking? Because guess what? Some of the best dramas ever are tragic. Mad Max, Godfather, Sopranos, Lost. Like, these are the most tragic stories ever. Like House MD. That's another tragedy. But it's drama. And if you're not going to really be funny, like, it's either drama or funny. Let's pick one, okay? Pick one. And that's what aggravates the hell out of me with these people. They don't get it. You want to do something yourself? Record and, I don't know, vent or rant, whatever. Interview. Or write, I don't know, act, impressions. I don't know. Do something yourself. It's so easy, man. It's so easy. But what's been going on in the news is the Super Bowl. That has been like the biggest, with the Black Anthem, and then the shit that's going on in Philly, people pushing over cars. And this is one viral video of this guy smacking the TV, probably lost a ton of money. Because Philly was amazing this year. I mean, with the sports teams they got going on, it's a lot with baseball and now football. Great, right? And young people today, they love to party. And it's great. I get it. But, the school I go to, it's like, can you stop, like, rubbing your happiness in my face? You're being a bit smug about it, People hate what they want to be or what they are. Like Trump, for instance. I saw Simon Sinek talk about him, and I don't even know how to pronounce his name. Talking about how, like, people hate Trump so much because, like, they're that narcissistical. They're that chatty, and they're that selfish. They have that much of an ego, and it's very interesting. But with young people, they're going to parties and nightclubs. You can't hear anything because the music sucks, and you're deaf. It's like ear rape. And, they're wearing the bright color clothing, and they're vaping, and the chicks are wearing clothing to make sure you can see their belly button. Fucking everybody's got a tattoo now. And I was thinking about that the other day. Back in the 80s, if you had a tattoo or you wore leather, you were like from another side of the planet, man. You were like an Aussie. You were from like down under. Something out of Mad Max. That shit, Motley Crue, Mad Max, leather. We're talking late 70s, early 80s. You were like fucking badass. You drove a motorbike, didn't wear a helmet. Some shit of like Easy Rider. And it was cool. It was cool. But now people that do any of that stuff are just gay. If you have tattoos, you fit in. You want abortion, you fit in. Fucking if you're for it, I mean. You don't want to have a family, you fit in. You're 30 and you're still working on your psychology degree and you don't have kids and you're a woman, you fit in. Like shit like that. And now it's just totally different, man. It's fucking odd, It used to be if you had a tattoo, you wore leather, you had piercings, you wore punk rock. But now you're a normie, You're not interesting. Now if you want to be interesting, got to be offensive, say the N-word, don't ever stop talking, have no filter, stuff like that. Don't have a 9-to-5 job. Many people have that, and it's the most boring thing in the world. It is so boring to be working these boring jobs. I've done that myself. Grocery store, crossing guard, whatever, cook. I don't know what the fuck. And it is just bad. It's just some of the worst money, and it's boring, and it sucks. The cooking one was all right. I had to clean, which fucking sucked ass. But, the cooking was kind of fun. I like art. I like creating things, But I don't like the business factor. You know, it's so rushed and it's fucking boring as shit. And people go to school all the time and you want this degree, but it's like, where is the passion, man? Where's the fucking passion in your thing? I mean, come on, what is going on? Why would you want a degree in something you don't even give a shit about? You're doing it for the money? Really? Why don't you just become a crack whore or a drug addict or, you know, a drug seller? What are those things called? A drug dealer, you know? They do that for the money. They don't give a fuck. Like, what is the deal? Why are people doing things strictly, purely, just for the money? Follow the money? I mean, money. I mean, what is the deal with that shit? What is going on over there? Eh? What's going on over there? I don't get it. I don't. To me, what I love doing more than anything in the world, even if it's for free, I don't give a shit, is doing things I love, creating stories if they're funny, if they're dramatic, writing, sort of performing, all that kind of stuff. To me, that is the most fun. I don't care how. To me, it makes me feel alive, breaking the rules. You know, school today, fucking gay. Break the rules, it fucking drools. That's a lyric in a song I wrote once. It was like school these days. I've been doing that a lot because what I love, stand-up is different. You need like 20 people, a good crowd. If you really want to write, you really want to do stand-up, you need a good room, a theater, a club. You need at least 20 people, 15 to 20. 5, 10 is just not enough. It kind of works. To do a podcast, a fucking... music, you need to buy stuff. It requires something. Writing, probably what I'm best at because I'm doing it the longest. All you need is a pen and a piece of paper or a pencil and that's it. Or even a computer. You could just do it on your phone, whatever. You don't need much. It's there in front of you, you know? Or like being a detective. You don't need much. It's also fun. You know, you need other stuff, but like a book, it's probably it's the lowest, in my opinion, it's the lowest form because you need nothing. Nothing. It is like the bare bones, rich man, poor man's fucking alcohol, whatever. But with a podcast, you need equipment. Radio, you need equipment. Acting, you need somebody to react. You can't just act by yourself. Music, you need an instrument. You know, you need all this stuff. Or you need a recording instrument, whatever, if you're going to sing. You know, all that kind of stuff. All that kind of stuff. It's fucking nuts. Totally bots. And watching these movies, these sci-fi movies, because I'm interested in, you know, sci-fi story. You know, Mad Max, Planet of the Apes, Solaris, which is a boring piece of shit. This guy goes to outer space, a planet. Oh my God. I just realized the ending. Shit. But he goes to outer space and he's on a planet and his dead wife comes back to life because he's on another planet. Something's in the water, you know that saying, there's something in the water. And she keeps trying to kill herself. And there's got these other people on, and there's 2 scientists and a midget. I don't know. It's a weird sci-fi movie, but basically she keeps coming back to life. The healing process is... sped up, all that kind of shit. Invasion of the Body Snatchers, that's great with what's his name? The guy was in Animal House and what else is he in? JFK. Donald Sutherland. That movie's kicker ass. Is basically about wokeism or wokeness. Soylent Green's great about big corporations, and then there's The Food is the People. That's with Charles Heston, who's also in Planet of the Apes, which is fucking, that story holds up so much. I mean, it holds up so much. Like, it is so good. It's so good, you know. It's it's like an opera. You know, I remember George Lucas talking about how he loved operas and, you know, pirate adventures and the romance and the action and the adventure. He put that into Star Wars and it has these big booming acts. It's like these, it's like a play, you know. And Planet of the Apes feels like that. It feels like this epic tale, this epic story, and it holds up. The movie a little bit. Definitely Alien holds up. Definitely Mad Max holds up. These great like sci-fi films. Sort of like Green a little bit, but I mean it's fucking great. I mean with the explosions and the car chases and the bike chase, it's great, and the shooting. I mean, Mad Max, that is a tragic movie. My God, like it is one of the most just, it's just devastating to just see what happens to the baby and the wife, and holy shit. The Godfather, I mean, my God, with Fredo and Michael, The Sopranos went on with Uncle June and Tony and his cousin Tony. All that kind of stuff is just, holy shit, is this tragic. But Mad Max, I really could get into. It's great from right off the bat. It's just a kick-ass movie. Seconds is pretty good. That's one from the 60s. It's about this guy who, like, he pays for an operation where he gets surgically designed to look like somebody else completely, except there's no scarring, nothing, which is, like, impossible. And his wife's dead, and he comes back years later, and he wants to be with his old, his wife and the kid again, but he doesn't even look like him. He has the memories, but he's different, And so it's a very interesting story, where he's like in this cult now and living in this other society. It's sort of like the Truman Show, where they're spying on him and he can't run away, and he plays pretend with this other girl, and then he gets drunk at one of their parties and he's playing house, and it's very interesting. That Parallaxy was great. I don't think it's the sci-fi, but there are a lot of great old movies that are fucking, so good, so fucking great, where you just love the ideas in these, like Invasion of the Body Snatchers, like these fake replacements, or Mad Max, an alternate society, with sort of like green big corporations. Mad Max, where you have like a biker gang, and it's like, it just people living on the road. It's such an odd concept. Also, Planet of the Apes, a society run by apes, where humans, which now looking at it, that is so likely, because apes are so much smarter, at least from the giant majority of people. Apes are much more superior because they're reproducing. That's first of all. They don't give a shit about abortion. I don't think they even can get abortions. But they're learning to use tools, all these kind of things. They're very much like almost nomads, sort of like cavemen in a way, where they're going to that stage, and eventually, because human beings are going extinct by the fucking day. Planet of the Apes looks more likely and more likely by the goddamn second. You know what I mean? So it's like one of those things where Planet of the Apes, it's so possible. It could totally happen. Technology gets wiped out, lose all the maps. They think like they're in their small village. They haven't explored like half the world. It's such a small, it's like their own Adam and Eve sort of community. And they just discover, what are these weird human things, Like we're going extinct. You got so many fags. You got so many, I'm talking about cigarettes, British cigarettes, something else. Yeah, okay, yeah. But nobody's having kids, either because they physically can't or physically don't want to. And yeah, we're going to go, like this idea that there's an overpopulation problem. It's fucking obots. It's fucking obots. Like, no, clearly not. Clearly not. If you can walk around and there's, like, I live in an apartment. If there was an overpopulation problem, the street would be flooded with people. And it's clearly not, There's no such thing as, we have a depopulation issue here, But these sci-fi movies are just to me, they're so interesting. The ideas and the stories and what you can do. And I've been playing with them and like what I like, if it's dreams are interesting and, emotions and speech and all these things that are sort of in our society and make it our own. Because you have the monster movies, you have these futuristic dystopian society movies, and it's sort of a mix, if it's out in outer space or down on Earth, whatever, right? Either robots, whatever. That is a really cool thing. Like, it's just something so interesting and so attractive about it. You could really make an interesting story. And same with the mob stuff. That is like the new Western. Not as much as it used to be. But that is like definitely the new Western, or these like action movies. Nobody gives a crap about cowboys anymore. You could see like the cowboy, it was fucking Tony Soprano. He was the fucking hero. But he like idolized in the 2000s. Now I don't know what the fuck. What's going on in the news? I kind of got away from that there. Where you had the Super Bowl and you had the Black Anthem, and I don't know what the fuck that's about. And all these sports leagues and clubs are becoming very woke and very communistic, and they believe in equality and all that bullshit. And that's very communistic when you sort of disregard people's innate internal qualities and only focus on the outside, what people are rather than who people are. And that's kind of disgusting. Love blacks, Asians, women, gays, the trans elites, whatever the fuck. But men, white, male, get out. Like, I saw this story where it was like, I think it was New York Times, New York something, New York Post or Times, I don't know which, saying like, now say goodbye to all male white pilots. I commented like, say hello to 9/11 every 5 minutes or whatever, because they're going to crash the plane. If they can hardly take somebody calling them like a bitch, or, they're not good on the road. If women can't drive on the street, what's going to make you think they can drive in the air? I mean, that's a little... I'm not flying again. I'd rather fucking take a train or fucking drive cross country. Like, that's just... That seems like the worst idea possible. Like, why? I mean, why would you want that? That is fucking suicide. What's wrong with white men? I don't get it. I don't fucking get the craze to politicize everything. Like, I've experienced this in school myself. Teachers will tell you, oh, your experiences don't matter. Throw them away. Throw them away. Yeah, fuck you. Whenever you would call somebody out on their woke bullshit, it's like, oh, no, I'm just telling you what I've been told to tell you. Oh, I'm just telling you the psychology end of it. I'm just telling you the science, the shut up. Like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck's wrong with you? In the world of politics, that's what they call plausible deniability. You fuck. You fucking fuck. Like, people just love to brainwash. I mean, it is just insane. Just insane. I get it. Trust me, I get it. But just shut the fuck up. I have had it with these people. Just had it. I'm more of a hippie, more of a liberal than a big majority of liberals, Like, Jesus Christ. I'm for all opinions, all speech. You shouldn't shut up anybody, because if you want people to shut up, well, you're not a liberal. Liberals want all sides of the argument, all cultures, people from all around the world. Let's learn to get along, man. Peace and love, man. Like, all that shit, It's fucking Obots. I don't get it. How they can call themselves liberals. It doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. You know? Yeah, I just don't. I just don't get it. And seeing the outcome of the Super Bowl, people flipping out in Philly. I mean, there were crowds of people in the street. They're surrounding a car and they flip it over. I don't know if anybody was in the car, but the fact that you would flip over a car, I mean, it's a goddamn sport. I get it. You had a lot of money and you wanted to win. I mean, didn't you win against the Patriots like 5 years ago, 6 years ago? Not that long ago. Just so much people are way too emotional. It's such a transition, such a flip, such a flip side. Back in the 60s, even the 70s, Republicans, people on the right wing, things were too like, okay, this is Satan and rock and roll is the devil's music. And Bill Hicks had that joke, well, at least the devil can boogie, and they were too harsh, and people were beating their children, and they're saying like, don't get emotional, learn to fit in. And now it's the opposite. Now it's, before we were too harsh, and with Vietnam, and we need to learn to love and be sensitive and all that bullshit. And now it's the opposite. Now the left-wing nutcases, they're the fucking old-ass Republicans. Those are the guys. It's them. And they're the ones ruining the world. They're so tyrannical. And you had all these people in power, especially, during Vietnam, that got so many people killed. So many people didn't listen to the hippies and all that shit. And now the real hippies are on the right side of it. The right side. And all these other people don't want to listen to history, don't want to listen to reason. They're too fucking emotional. And I don't get it. Truly, I don't get it. Like, honestly, what the fuck's going on? What the fuck's going on? Truly. Where you have this flip side, and as history has proven, you're wrong. Now we're too emotional. And you look at Philly like, holy shit, these places are shitholes. Baltimore, Philly, Oakland, Detroit, Chicago, New York City, LA a little bit, Portland, Seattle, sort of. It looks like a shithole, but I don't even know anymore. Fucking, that's pretty much it. Those are the big ones. But these people are way too... It's a goddamn sports game. Chill the fuck out. Okay, I get it. I get it. I was pretty pissed when the Mariners lost, But I'm not in the street fucking pushing cars over. Like, what the fuck? This is the shit out of Soylent Green. People were pissed they're out of the green chips, and they got the military fucking, like, these helmets on. They're not carrying those plastic shields, but it's pretty much the same thing. Like, god damn. Like, this is all these riots, all these, the protests, if it was Floyd, or it was the guy, the Kyle Rittenhouse thing, but the other guy who died, I forget his name. It was another black guy who died. I forget his name. I think it was not Green Bay, maybe Milwaukee, maybe it was Minneapolis as well. I don't know. But you have these riots, people in the street losing their fucking minds. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. What's the craze here? Truly. There's so many people. They're so... I've heard Patrice talk about this with women and integrity. I am so sick and tired of women thinking they can do anything they want. Especially liberals, teachers, just... Like, I'm sick and tired of, like, oh, you gotta respect your parents, you gotta respect your teachers. Like, who gives a shit? I don't even respect school. And that's paying $15,000, and my integrity's too fucking important. I am a hypocrite, but I should have a little bit of integrity, just enough to put up with the rest of the bullshit in the world. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna fail all my exams, all of them, because I know they're total bullcrap, and I would rather rig the system, at least attempt to, at least break the rules, be part of rigging. Like, you can't rig it because the rabbit hole goes so deep, man. You got no fucking idea. Like, it goes so deep. When you realize, if you're bad in the sack, as they say, women will run the other fucking way. They don't give a shit. If you are not satisfying them, they're fucking gone. They don't give a fuck. None of this shit where, I love you, I like you. Get the fuck out of here. That's bullshit. They're there for your money or your cock. That's it. That's all there is to it. But as tragic as that is, like, you see what's going on. I mean, holy shit. Where do we go? Like the Guns N' Roses song, Child of Mine, or Sweet Child of Mine. The very end, like, where do we go? Where do we go? That whole thing. Like, I left. I went to the Jewish state. I mean, you got a crazy liberal city, but generally, the older cities around, they're pretty good. And if you move down south, it's good. People are getting the fuck out of these liberal cities. People going to Tennessee, Nashville, Austin, anywhere in Florida, I guess. I don't even know where. If Miami, Long Beach, I don't know. Like, what the fuck's going on? Truly. Like, this Biden administration thing, I hate speaking politics, man, but this is just what's going on. Politics is like, statistics and facts and charts, and, you got a 2% chance of getting shot by blah, blah, blah. I'm not even debating. I'm just telling you the truth. I'm telling you how the fuck it is, Not like, per se, speech, gun. I don't care. You want to talk this? Who gives a crap? You want a gun? Whatever. I don't care. Do what you want. Literally do whatever you want. Just don't involve me and waste my time. And not going around hurting other people. Because that's what freedom is at the end of the day. Heard Elon Musk say this on, like, Rogan. I don't know where. Freedom is you can do whatever you want until you start to hurt people. So people start getting hurt by it. You can say what you want. You can do what you want. But as soon as you start shooting up schools, you got a fucking problem. That's another thing about Israel. I could never understand. Like, everybody has a gun. They all go to the military. They all have guns. You don't see them shooting up. You got security guards. They got alarms. Why the fuck does the U.S. not have that? Why don't you have actual security guards? They don't take the proper precautions to protect themselves. I mean, what the fuck is going on? With Canada, too, suing the government over, like, some app I saw. I don't know what it was, but it's, like, a lot of what they're doing. It's so unconstitutional. It is out of this fucking world. It is so Orwellian, so dystopian. What is happening with fucking Canada? I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, it is so ubats. It is so ubats. Fucking bonkers, Bonkers. I don't know. The regularness of life. I don't fucking know. But I'm seeing like these captions, these memes on it's Twitter or wherever, talking about how, like, there's so many distractions. First, it was like the virus, then it was the vaccine, then it was, I don't know, Ukraine or something. Yeah, I think it was Ukraine, and then it's aliens. And this I could not believe. I just could not believe. People are gonna fall for this alien shit. Are you kidding me? Like the government shooting down UFOs, blah 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 blah. Like what? Does this have to do with like the fucking this Ohio train incident and the fucking balloon in the sky? Will people just be? I don't even care about the balloon. I don't even give a shit about the train. I could not care less. I'm trying not to stress, about like, oh my God, there's a crack in Africa. The world is falling apart. The earth is gonna explode. The sun's gonna with the beam at the right end. I don't care. I got enough to stress about. Fucking succeeding and not dying. Those are my main concerns, not giant balloons and fucking trains blowing up. I don't care. It's a problem. Get the fuck out of Ohio. It's a shithole. I think my cousin lives there. Get out. Just get the fuck out. Maybe it's Cleveland. I don't know where. But yeah, Jesus, what a shithole. People falling for this UFO shit. It's just bots. People will watch anything. They will fall for, believe anything. I remember there was like a tsunami or a tornado on like, maybe it was Miami, somewhere down south. Oh no, you know what it was? It was South Carolina. It was South Carolina. Maybe, I don't know. But this guy was on his porch and he's videoing a fucking tornado coming. It was either hurricane or tornado, I don't know which. I'm not smart enough to tell the difference. He's videoing it and his wife is freaking out, like getting all the stuff and getting the fuck out of the apartment and evacuating below and getting far away as possible. It is, I swear to you, 50 feet away. That's not that far. That's not that long away from reaching you. 50 feet. It's like 50 to 100 or so. I don't know exactly, but it's fucking close. And he's like, honey, look, I got on video. He's videoing it as it's happening. It is one of the most ridiculous and unbelievable things I have ever seen. This guy is just videoing it coming towards him, and then the house starts shaking. It's like, oh fuck. And then he fucking just runs. And it's the whole earthquake. What is he gonna do? You have literally 2 seconds to hide under the table. Dude, you're fucked. She shouldn't be the one digging through the kitchen for fucking a first aid kit and like looking for the cat. I mean, these people are so stupid. There's that one guy, I can't remember his name. He reacts to like the dumbest TikToks. People acting like idiots. I forget his name. He was on Kumia, maybe? I don't know what. But oh my God, is it funny? People acting this stupid. Just standing on the road, videoing the UFOs and just stopping, rubbernecking. I mean, just like stopping while they're driving their car. They're just looking to the side and their car slows and they're holding up traffic. Like, whoa, is that a UFO? Whoa, that's, whoa, oh shit. Like people are so stupid. I saw this other video. This guy is trying to fit a 75-inch TV into his car. Okay, it would fit on like the back of a pickup truck. The guy is driving a fucking Mustang, and his trunk is probably maybe 40 inches tops. That's it. And he tries to fit it in the door. That doesn't work either. And it does not fit. So he puts it on the ground. He backs up, tries to put it in the door. It doesn't fit. So he's like, fuck it. He closes the trunk and the doors. And the guy is videoing from his car. He's like, dude, you want help? He's like, nah, don't worry about it. He puts it on the trunk, literally on top of the roof of his car, like part is on the trunk, and he just drives away with a flat screen TV, just balancing, balancing on the trunk. I've never seen such stupidity in my life. Like, what do you think? At least attempt to tie it down. There's no rope. There's nothing. It's in the box, just sort of like, just hanging there, suspended right on top of the roof. He drives away. I mean, people are just so stupid. I mean, you see it with a bunch of like Instagram models, like I jerk off to them all the time. And you go to their YouTube channels, they are stupid as shit. I mean, Amanda Cerny, fucking Daisy Peach or Keach, whatever. There's this other British one, like April, like Bethany April or something like that. Sniper Wolf. Like, these chicks are so stupid. They're hot as shit. And they get tons of like follows and likes online. But as soon as they start talking, it's like, okay, shut the fuck up. I mean, there's a reason they don't post videos of themselves. Because they'll get no views. Nobody cares. You go to their channels, it has like a couple 100,000, maybe 1 million. If you're lucky. I mean, maybe. Maybe if it's like a workout thing and you're not talking, okay, fine. I mean, this Amanda chick started a podcast with the iCarly chick and some like black fucking Hispanic broad. They lasted like 4 episodes and removed the rest of them. It is, I found it on like a parody account or something. It wasn't even on like on the main, because it was deleted, fucking gone, but somebody saved that shit. And these people are so stupid. I mean, you don't understand the selfish sort of narcissism that these people sort of, entertain, fucking channel. This sort of selfish, narcissistic persona they channel, and they fucking feed and keep it going like it's a machine. I mean, it is just crazy. People idolize these women. They have millions of followers who don't give a fuck about them, because there's that old principle. You're from the West Coast and you're nice, you don't give a shit. If I'm in a bind, you're not doing anything. But East Coast, you're mean. But if I'm in a bind, you give a fuck. You know what I mean? People on the West Coast, they're nice, but they don't care. They don't give a shit. They're nice and polite, but they're not honest. They don't care. People on the East Coast, they're kind of rude, I guess. They're honest, and they don't shield it. They don't sugarcoat anything. But they kind of give a crap, People that are nice and they bullshit with you, they kind of don't care, Kind of, don't really give a shit. But the other way around, it's good. So these fans, they're only interested in sex. There's another thing that really bothers me, especially about men, is when they marry these very liberal feminist chicks. And they pretend to give a crap because they think it'll help them get laid. Like, quit being so pathetic. Kissing ass. Like, what are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? Especially a lot of these comics who are going woke now, like Burr. He, not even woke, let's say, but like pandering, want to be likable. The ones that stay in LA, like Burr and like Tim Dillon. Tim Dillon, he's like bashing the right. Hey, I'm not right. Blah blah blah. And Burr, I lean a little more left than right, whatever. And it's clear you're in Hollywood. You want to be liked by these people, and you see the same kind of thing with men. My dad's like that. My mother's like, whatever, boyfriend, husband's like that. And it's fucking despicable. Fucking despicable. How you're just, oh yeah, you're just applauding this bullshit about feminism. I mean, who gives a fuck? Feminism is disgusting. It's a fucking cult. Hollywood is a cult. Judaism, as crazy as that sounds, that's also a cult. That's a whole nother can of worms. Total bullshit. I know these very religious lights, religious fucking Newtoniks who smoke pot, eat junk food, drink soda. Wait, aren't you God's creation? You're not supposed to. I guess there's no rule against eating junk food. Don't get tattoos and piercings or do drugs. You're harming, your body, God's creation. Your body's your temple. That thing. But no, it's okay to smoke pot under the age of 30. By the way, when the brain is still developing, you're fucking. You're literally raping your brain. It is long-term damage. You have no idea what you're doing. No idea. The brain is so fragile. So fragile. And if you're not careful, you will fuck it up. I masturbate and I destroy the crap out of my dick. I have lost so much sperm. I have destroyed it. But at least I got my brain. That's my one vice. Cigars every now and then, I hardly ever drink. My dick it's all I got, So, these religious lights, Judaism is a fucking cult. If you're allowed to use an iPhone, then, everything else is out of the fucking window. You know what I mean? Or you're smoking and you're vaping. Like, what are you doing? This shit has metal in it. Why don't you just lick a fucking penny? Stop taking cough drops and start fucking downing nickels and dimes. It's the same shit as vaping. How is it any different? You're literally, it's metal to taste like, well, it's not natural. It doesn't grow in nature. It's not like pot, Just not everything you buy at the grocery store. My God. If you can plug it into the wall, it's a little different. It's one thing to smoke natural tobacco. It's another to smoke something that tastes like oatmeal and champagne and cotton candy. It's a little out there, It's something else. But Judaism is such a lost cause. Probably one of the last religions, in my opinion, according to Andrew Tate, is the Muslim faith. Because everybody hates it. A lot of people shit on it. Who's shitting on Christianity? You're shitting on Muslims. You're shitting on, you're shitting on priests. They're fucking little boys. You're shitting on whatever, with Judaism, all this other stuff, certain people. But who the fuck likes the Muslim religion? Ugh, fucking sucks. Wear that little cape, that little scarf. Only see your eyes like you're a fucking ninja breaking into a mansion. You're gonna assassinate Bin Laden, one of those guys. You're a fucking Japanese ninja. Apparently that's I don't know. That's the look you're going for. Fucking stupid. But yeah, there's a lot of bullshit out there, man. You ever listen to Brewer? He is in a way, he's another Bill Hicks. He is another Bill Hicks in terms of politics and government, but in terms of comics, I don't know any other Bill Hicks. I don't know. He was a fucking rock star. Dice was too. Kinnison in a way. But he could get away with that because he was short and it was really funny when a short guy yells. So you don't take them seriously. I'm thinking serious and Shane Gillis is kind of like Norm in a way. Mark Norman is kind of like Norm where he's weird, but Shane Gillis definitely. He's very mainstream like that. I don't know anybody who's trying to break the system. Who's got balls. Maybe Kevin Brennan. He really doesn't give a shit. He'll make fun of pretty much anything. I think he might be the closest. Because he's got nothing to lose, He doesn't care. he might be the only. He might be one of the close. I don't know if he's the closest, but he's definitely one of the closest. But yeah, you got to like these comics were just so rock and roll, man. To me, some of my favorite were just the guys who wore leather jackets. You know, Dice obviously. I know Hicks wore one on the Dangerfield special, but that's what was so crazy about it was like he did 6 minutes. Dice did like 11. And Kinnison did like 20. He just annihilated. The guy fucking destroyed. Lou used to be like that, a very rock and roll guy. You know, used to just make fun of anything and everything. Parenting and young people. Now he's pussified in my opinion. Talking about, oh, New York is fine and the border and all that weird shit. But yeah, he's one of those guys who used to be like that. Bird used to be like that. Who else was like that? 2000s. Patrice was very much like that. Holy crap. He was like, didn't give a crap. Make fun of anything. Patrice was another. He fucking loved Hicks. He was on his talk show, InfoWars. No, I'm just kidding. Alex Jones is not Bill Hicks, but you know, maybe. But yeah, that's pretty much what's going on in the news. Another thing I did want to talk about was I saw this clip. It was Bill Maher and that black guy who got into the feud with Ben Shapiro over slavery. It was let me find it. Real time. Let's look that up. What's his name again? Can't. The guy without the tooth and he's missing a ton of hair. What's his name? Malcolm Nance. Ooh. He's got a girl's name. Nancy. But he was talking about how like Tucker Carlson was on Fighting for the Wrong Side. He's like on the wrong side of history. Or he's fighting for the wrong team. Which is like, you know, I don't care about the bullshit anymore. You know, I'm tired of getting angry and pissed off. Like, it's so aggravating when people like this just, I mean, my God, they're so stupid. I mean, there's no evidence. I mean, you know, because anybody who lives, this is a common theme, anybody who lives in LA is not right wing. Maybe Adam Carolla, but he's moving, and I don't even consider him like right wing. He's just not left wing. You know, Dylan, Burr, Maher, all these comics who also have a lot to lose. I just don't get it. Dylan, I really don't understand. Like, what is he? Burr, I can understand him with Conan or whatever movies. That I get, but fucking like, really? Personally, I don't get it. None of it makes sense to me. You know? Just doesn't. You know? Jeez. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you know, it's just do what you got to do. Your career, do what you need to do. You know, and even like Trey and Matt, they're sort of like that, but they're kind of going their own way. You know, HBO Max or Paramount Plus, whatever. And they're not so, and they're making fun of things. You know, which people need that. Like, TV is so different now. You had so many funny shows, from Arrested Development to Mike Tyson Mysteries to live-action sitcoms to these animated shows. And now I don't even know what the fuck's on TV. I haven't watched TV in forever. Like, so long. My God, I don't even know what's in theaters. With that crappy Spielberg biopic piece of shit. I did like the last scene though. Him and John Ford, that was pretty cool. That was like a cool moment because it's based off something real. But that's the only one I went with like a chick. I thought it'd be cool to see. I don't know. But yeah, it's weird. Because I have no idea what's in. I'm watching old fucking sci-fi movies. I have no idea. Another thing I was going to talk about was fucking Scorsese. What's the deal with that guy? His movies suck ass. I don't know. His last good movie was probably fucking, I don't know, Wolf of Wall Street. That was a pretty good movie. Fucking, King of Comedy was pretty good. Goodfellas. That was good. Casino. But since the late 90s, his movies have kind of sucked. Wolf of Wall Street is an exception. But The Departed is a piece of shit. The Irishman is a real piece of shit. Like, really bad. It's literally Goodfellas. It is no different. With the commentary and the voiceover and the coming up. It is a sack of shit. It's garbage. The guy sucks. And he has a creepy relationship with De Niro. De Niro is in like all his movies. All of them. Think about it. Goodfellas, Casino, King of Comedy, Raging Bull, Taxi Driver. He's in every movie. I don't know if he's in like Wolf of Wall Street, but he's in a lot of them. A lot of them. So fucking many. The Irishman. I don't know any others. 70s. I don't know most movies. But De Niro is in like, I mean, whose dick did he have to suck to get into all of Scorsese's movies? Jesus Christ. Literally all of them. Every single one. All the movies. All of them. I mean, all of them. He's in like, isn't that weird? Like, that should be creepy. He's in a lot of those movies. You think he's not a pedophile? Come on. There's this one movie from the 60s where he plays a pedophile. It's called, like, Conspiracy or about a conspiracy. I don't even know what it's called. But he plays a pedophile in, like, an old movie. So, it's realistic. But how creepy is that? Just think about that. Like, how is that not, like, the weirdest thing? The weirdest thing. Just is. It just is. Come on. Anyway, I'm gonna end it off here. Good ending point. Bye bye.